Well, hello there, JWStrugglers, former JWs, faders, dissident Jehovah's Witnesses that are watching this right now, rule breakers, all of you, well, some of you. I'm really glad that I can talk to you on this very special day, Thursday, April 10th or 11th or something like that, only a few days before the most important day of the year according to Jehovah's Witnesses. What is the most important day of the year, Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, many people that are witnesses and also the many visitors that attend each year would tell you that the memorial of Christ's death, the Lord's evening meal, is the most important day. And that comes up on April the 20th of 2014. So we are rapidly approaching that day. And I know that there's a lot of you that are thinking about the memorial, what the witnesses call it. You're thinking about it with mixed feelings. Some of you are going to go to the memorial because you have to go. Some of you are going to go to the memorial because you feel like maybe it's still the right thing to do. And that's okay. Hey, that's totally fine. If you're going to go to make an appearance so that family members see you there, you've got a reason that you feel that you need to go, and that's totally cool. You should do it. That's okay. Many of us laughed when we got our little invitation stuck in our door, right? And you know that the title of that invitation, it said, millions will be coming. Will you be coming? And of course, you know, my answer in my mind was, hell no. I'm not coming. I'm not going. I did that for years. I gave the memorial like 2 or 3 times when I was a big bad elder. 2 or 3 times. And you know, it's basically the same talk, 30-minute outline, same thing every single year, year in and year out. It's always the same. You can't use grape juice. It's got to be real, get you drunk wine. It's got to be the right kind of matzah bread and all that. And also it's laden with warnings about who is worthy to partake of the emblems and who is not worthy to partake, right? All that. We know that. We know it's going to be an un-celebration, like many of us have said. We are going to go there, or people are going to go there, and they're going to be all solemn and serious, and they're going to gently pass, carefully hand to the next person the little plate with the cracker bread on it. They're going to hold with 2 hands the goblet with a little bit of red wine in it that maybe some older sister or some mentally unbalanced younger person in their 40s might drink out of. And of course, I've been getting a lot of messages about the memorial. I've had people ask me this, ask me that, express to me why they're still going to go, how they're going to do it at home. You know, that was one of the first things when I started to wake up to the truth about the truth. I started to realize that, you know, Nisan 14 is not even always the right day according to Watchtower Society. They, like, for example, this year, they claim that it's Monday, the 20th of April. However, the Jews are going to celebrate Passover on Sunday, the 19th. Why is that? Do you think the Jews might know the right day for Passover? I think they probably have the right day. But no. Witnesses, personally, I think it's a GB thing. We can't do it on Sunday. That's Easter. Oh my goodness, we can't do the memorial on Easter Sunday because this isn't Easter. You know, I heard somebody say that one time. Oh yeah, the memorial. Isn't that your Easter? You know, that's like the Jehovah Witness Easter. See, and that just grates on witnesses, right? That's the fingernails on the chalkboard to them. So, oh no, we'd rather be off a day than to have it on Easter. It's Astarte, the goddess of fertility, the sex goddess. And that's why it's so evil to let little kids have a Easter egg hunt. That's why it's so evil to let little kids paint pretty colors and do crafts on eggs. It's a horrible crime against Jehovah, according to the witnesses, according to the theology that has been embrained and embedded, I should say, and indoctrinated into their minds. They don't really understand why, they just do. When you come without any why, you have no real power. I learned that from the Matrix second movie. Anyways, so a lot of people are asking me, questions about the memorial, or they're just making observations. One guy got a great channel called The Unwitnessed. Dude's totally cool. He is planning on holding a few signs outside of a Kingdom Hall on the special night of Monday the 20th in the early evening, right around dusk. And he asked me for some feedback on the signs, and I thought that was so cool. I gave him some feedback on the signs. That's not my personal thing. I don't know if I'll ever do that. I guess maybe one time would be funny. In fact, I mentioned to him that my daughter, we're talking about bucket lists, and here she is. She's a little kid. Oops. She's a little kid. We're talking about bucket lists. And then, I want to do this before I die. I want to do that. And then out of the blue, she says, Daddy, I want to hold one of those signs and stand in front of a Kingdom Hall one time. And I was like, hello, that's my girl. Chip off the old block. Yep. So we got to laugh out of that. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. Some people are very adamant about it. Doesn't do any good. It just feeds into their lies of what they've been told apostates are. And I get that. On the other hand, if I could be devil's advocate, there's millions of people that barely are witnesses. They're weak, worldly witnesses. That's the only thing they go to. There's hundreds of thousands of disfellowshipped people. There's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of interested people that just sort of come at random. They don't have nothing else to do. They're a casual Bible study, whatever. We can reach these folks with these signs as long as they're respectful. Some of the ideas that I had for signs that I mentioned to Unwitnessed, and I hope he records the event. He said he's going to try, because I would totally want to thumbs up that one. Is things like, I love you brothers, that's why I'm here. Think of a sign like that. I love you brothers, that's why I'm here. Okay. See, that messes with their mind of what they've been told, that you're an angry, evil, upset, disgruntled hater, apostate hater. But you see, most of us aren't that way. I love Jehovah's Witnesses. I love God's people. I still love God. I'm proud. I'm not embarrassed to say I love God. I think God's cool. I like a lot of the stories in the Bible. I like the Bible. My belief system has changed a lot. It's true. But fundamentally, I'm still the same person, So I think the idea of having a loving sign, that makes a witness or a weak witness or a DF person that's still mentally inside and doesn't know tat, it can give them pause. It can give them pause. For example, another sign that I had as an idea, this is all just theoretical to me, is to say something like, shunning is hurtful and wrong. What does your heart tell you? Or, shunning is something that Jesus would never condone. What does your heart tell you? That kind of idea. Because, again, the cult self sublimates and squishes down the true self. The true self wants to come out. And Steve Hassan, in his excellent books, talking about combating cult mind control, Freedom of Mind, his most recent book, talks about how the cult self will take over the true self. Now, those of you that are lovers of Tolkien and Lord of the Rings know that Gollum, that slimy, evil little creature, he had that duality. He had the cult self and the true self. And the true self was a nice little creature named Smeagol. And Smeagol was friendly, and he was like a big overgrown puppy dog with his tongue hanging out, and he was just wagging his tail all the time, trying to please Mr. Frodo. But you see, Gollum would come out, right? There would be that transformation. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm saying. So Gollum was the cult self. He comes out and he takes over, you see. And I'm getting off the track again, sorry. So Memorial Season is a big deal to a lot of people. You know what, 17, 18 million people, go to this thing. So people are talking about it. A friend of mine, my buddy Eric Ramos, a lady at work comes up to him, and she's a weak witness, she's shacked up with a guy, but she's still technically a JW, and she's going to go to the memorial. She's trying to do the right thing, whatever, at least sounds like she's found some happiness. But anyways, she's going to go to the memorial, and she says to my friend Eric, are you going to go to the Passover this year? Because, she knows he's disfellowshipped, and he says, Passover? You're going to go to the Passover? And she goes, yes. And he goes, well, are you Jewish now? Did you convert to Judaism? And she's like, no, the Passover, at the Kingdom Hall. And he says, well, actually, it's they don't call it that, So she meant well, though. Bless her heart, she meant well. And he teased her a little bit about the use of the word. She didn't quite say it right. But then he says, I'll think about it. No. That was his thinking about it. It was a microsecond, and he was making a little joke. So I know some groups of former witnesses are going to have a party on Monday the 20th, and they're going to celebrate. There's been some Facebook groups going on talking about that. I think it's great. And they're going to have their own emblems that they're going to partake of. And I say good for them, because this is a way that we can kind of heal, right? This is a way that we can just blow it off and have fun and laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, my friends. Laughter is the best medicine. So don't stress out over this memorial season. Don't stress out or occupy your head too hard. If you decided that you need to go, you have to go. You don't want to go, but you're gonna. Don't stress about it. Just don't give a flying beep. You know what I'm going to say. Just don't care. Just don't give an SH. Just go. And remember, something that my friend Greg said to me that helped me one time. I was going to a JW funeral a couple years ago, and I was very nervous about it. But this lady that died, I respected her. We were friends. I wanted to go there to pay my respects to her. It wasn't about me, or it wasn't about anybody else. I went there to pay my respects to her and to her fine, cool 2 sons that have survived her and that were there. And even though I knew that virtually no one was going to speak to me, I went, and it ended up being a very positive experience. And when I went, we were getting out of the car, and my friend Greg, we parked way in the back of the parking lot because it was just packed, 300 JWs there. And my friend Greg says, just remember, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. Wink. And that helped me so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Greg. So, keep that in mind. They're not afraid of you. They're you don't have to be afraid of them, is what I should say. Excuse me. These are just regular people, and they all have true selves. Their true self wants to come out. And most of these witness folks are nice people. Most of the elders even, look, I honestly believe most of them are not bad guys. They're not evil men. they're just running the Watchtower playbook. They want everything to be perfect. They want to greet you. They want to love bomb you in a nice way. So you know what? Don't stress about it. Do whatever you need to do or don't need to do this April 20th, 2014, and have a good one. Have a good 20th, no matter what you do, and just don't let it get you down. Anyways, I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.